Well, it's the last day of the month, April 30th. The question is, did you start this month as a fool? You've been talking to clients all day. Last time we stood out here, I think it was a blizzard and we did a video, right?
Right.
The blizzard of 2015 or something.
Had a little bit more
What
layers
you
on
shirt?
it.
What are you doing, shirt? I'm still digging the shirt.
Next blizzard, you got to wear the shirt. That's it, though.
Just the shirt in the blizzard. How about yesterday? I hit the draft. They got the cream Yeezys. Now let's talk about.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the NFL draft.
Forget the NFL draft. So let's talk about the NBA playoffs. It's overrated. You're hyper obsessed because all you care about is baseball. You can walk up. You come on. And here's the bottom line. If you're following us on Snap, you see this guy here. He's snapping up. What was that you were lifting over your head?
We were strict pressing 195 as my set of 3 of 5, and then doing a little bit of deadlifts, squats, bench. The main ingredients to become a power lifter.
I'll stick to cigars and a little bit of cycling. I was cycling yesterday. This is the time of year where everybody gets lazy and they start talking about how they love football and they're hyper obsessed with the draft. And none of that stuff really matters. What matters is you got soccer, you have MLB, you have the NHL playoffs. By the way, if you're a Capitals fan, you saw Pittsburgh has so far gone up 2 games, and that's just life in the big city. You know, Ryan Blessing on the radio will talk about hockey, but the reality is, like I said, if there's a line on a game, either side can win, and the worst thing you can do is be a fan. The Orioles are notorious for not winning on the road. The other day they collapsed. They were up 9-1. They lost that game 14-10. The moral of the story is in-game live trading is another very profitable opportunity. And if you have the opportunity to in-game live trade, you want to take advantage of these opportunities. As I always say, it's all about you. What do you want? What are your goals? What are your wants? What are your needs? Are you just a fan of sports? Is that why you're wagering on sports? Or are you actually looking to make a return on investment? You're dealing with these clients on the phone. If you watch our snaps, if you watch our Instagrams, if you watch these videos here, which are broadcasted on scoresandodds.com or broadcasted on the Syndicate Insider, or sent directly to clients via text message, the question you have to ask yourself is this: what are you trying to achieve? Because tomorrow is May 1st, and this is our Sunday chat. And the question is this: January, February, March, April, May. 5 months have gone by. And we begin literally the 5th month of the year. You're almost 50%, 50% through this year, 2017. You'll hear on the news, 100 days in office. How much has he done in 100 days? Well, ask yourself, how much have you done in 100 days to change your wagering career? How much have you done in 100 days to make money for yourself and eliminate the emotion? How much have you done to strip yourself of the fanfare? Yeah, he loves fantasy. Are you doing fantasy baseball?
No.
Where do you draw the line on a fantasy?
Football. I was into basketball years ago when I was younger, but mainly football. Do most of the research and really.
Wait a minute. I remember the beginning of the NBA season. You left the office. You were on 10 computers.
It's minimal. I'm toning it down to my old age.
What's the deal with the basketball? Why do you find it not to be?
You mean baseball?
No, basketball.
Basketball, again, it's a daily grind, and football, it's weekly. You don't have, if you set your lineup before the season starts, if you actually make the necessary change, the games get played once a week, most of them. So basketball, literally day to day, guys are playing, guys are sitting out, as you saw this year. There was all that commentary where coaches were sitting everybody. and there's no value when the players aren't playing because you're not betting on the team. You're pretty much betting on the player to play and score. If he's not playing, the odds, and it's too much luck, and I don't do luck.
Now, as you know, as you see the weather, we're standing outside, and it's windy. It's an outdoor sport, MLB. And as you know, this is the time of the year that people suffer from allergies. Where do you think things like allergies come into play with the players? For all we know, certain players are up there and they're batting and they're hopping and they're coughing and they can't see. I mean, you've had days where you can't even open your eyes because of your allergies, and then you have days where you're fine. You have days where the Allegra or whatever you take works, and you have days where it doesn't work. I think this might be an uncovered handicapping component when it comes to MLB, because it is an outdoor sporting event. People like me, we have a way to bust through the I have a theory that the reason why I don't have allergies is I smoke cigars. The cigar smoke cuts through the pollen. What can I tell you?
You may be right, because at nighttime, I never have allergies as well.
Is that when you're smoking?
That's when I'm smoking.
You got to smoke one in the morning, smoke one in the middle afternoon, smoke one in the evening. Maybe you won't be sneezing all day either. And, you know, MLB is that outdoor sporting event where people talk to me about getting selections from other advisors at 10 in the morning for games that start at 7 in the evening, and then you see these games are postponed. You get all excited, you run to the sports book, and you put on a play, and then the game is rain delayed. You have to be cognizant of the fact that this is the time where the weather does change and it does matter. You know, there are a lot of other services that they shut down shop, you know, like at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Siri, what time is it?
The time is 2:05 p.m.
Siri, what time is it?
It's 2:05 p.m.
It's 2:05 p.m. here in lovely Baltimore, Maryland. And we're still here because we're in-game live trading on this Sunday. And we got games all day. There's no need to rush. There's no need to rush. If you're in a rush in life, if you're in a rush to make rash decisions, the only thing I can tell you is you will flush your money down the toilet. You will lose before you even get started. He who is in a rush for all the wrong reasons. There is always another game. And in this world that we live in 2017, just because the game has started, it doesn't even matter.
Doesn't even matter.
Before you had the second half line, now you actually have the in-game line. So the question is, what are you going to do with 5 months passing in 2017? What are you going to do? Are you going to keep shaking your head saying, why me, why me? Are you going to keep praying, looking for the Holy Grail? Or are you going to actually pick up the phone and call Mike here, have him lay out a professional money management situation for you?
Absolutely.
Stop taking advantage of easy credit when you can't back it with real cash in Vegas, playing like a fool, being indebted to your man for no other reason than you have that credit. Anything you want to add? You got soccer.
Arena football is in the beginning stages.
Oh, WNBA.
WNBA. It's normally the rotation where NBA ends, WNBA begins in the dog days of the summer, which we did incredibly well with, as Kenny White's interview last year reported, there's a huge edge in WNBA. Soccer's full swing, that's 7 days a week, 365 days a week. It's the only sport that plays year-round. So there's a lot of advantages. Doesn't mean we'll play every day, but there's so many leagues going on across the world.
Now tell me, what is with the last minute in soccer, why everybody starts getting busy and scoring goals?
Well, what happens is a lot of these are two-legged matches where the team will already be advancing regardless of the other team scoring.
Right.
So even though they don't win that game, if they've already scored enough goals, that the game doesn't matter, and they basically hold tight because they know they advanced, or they're already ahead and they play back and they don't attack, and when they play back and don't attack, they get scored on because they don't want to pursue getting another goal, and they're in defense mode, and then a counter attack and they get scored on. It happens so many times.
Now, what do you say to all the people like this morning? I noticed right around 12:30, people were calling, you got any games, you got any games, you got any games? Again, let's talk about the psychology in the one in this video about what would you say to the people that are looking for the hot play. They wake up, they're only worried about the games that are going to start that second. What do you talk to? You're the one dealing with these guys.
Well, the bottom line is it's Sunday, and a lot of the clients that play on credit, they're just trying to get out of the hole instead of looking at a long-term perspective where they're really just looking at the micro and not the macro of the entire summer or a month or going into next football season. They're worried about today, right now, the game at 1 o'clock because they have stuff to do with their families instead of treating it as a business long-term and really taking advantage of what we've been doing for years. So it's more of a bad habits type of explanation because these clients, they do have bad habits. We will break your bad habits if you want to become a winner.
Look, I can sit here and tell you I'm the greatest sports bettor in the world. I have all this, I have all that. Look, everybody knows coast to coast. I'm here in Baltimore 3 weeks. I'm in Vegas 1 week. I have my office in Vegas. I go back and forth. I'm a family man. You're not paying me for what I know. You're paying me for who I know. If you want to be connected to the biggest syndicates in the world, and you want to come in from the outside, and you want to come into the inside, and you want to have an absence of emotion, and you want to drop your ego and understand that it's not about you having a discussion like you would on sports radio. Understand that opinions, everybody has them, and understand that you could be right on an individual game, and we could be wrong. Understand that just like every stock has a different price, every game has a different value. So people that are talking about having high winning percentages, it means absolutely nothing because professional bettors that do this for a living in Vegas, they hit scratch 50% at the end of the year. It's knowing which games to play a higher percentage of their bankroll and which games to play a smaller percentage of their bankroll. And it may be redundant, and I may have said it over and over again, but sometimes redundancy is what it takes to get through your head. Stop shaking your head saying, why me, why me? Stop guessing, as it says on the shirt. Start winning. January passed. February passed. March passed. April has now come to an end. As we sit here before you on the last day of this month. I said on the first day of this month, are you going to start this month as a fool? Are you going to begin May as a fool? Pick up the phone and call Mike. Follow us on Snapchat. Follow us on Instagram at John Syndicate. Coming from the outside, coming to the inside. Enjoy your Sunday. If you're looking to access games late, right up till game time, and trade sports, and not looking to just hope your advisor's around after 1 p.m. East, he'll be here right till halftime of the last game on the board or the last Sunday night game, which is at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in MLB. Good day and good luck.